Macho Man here on the Bill Moran Show. No, I didn't die. I just moved to Cha-Cha. Across the way from me, we're going to have it at SummerSlam. The man, the myth, the legend. I'm going to break him in two. Mark New York. Yeah, we used to wrestle back in 1989. I'm going to show him what it's all about with a pile driver off the top rope. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Did you guys do this bit in Kenny's shoes or whatever?
Yes.
Did you?
I used to love the WWE, WWF back in the day.
I never ever got into it.
Hey, how the hell is the graduation song his theme song? Though I always found that really funny.
I don't know. That's very funny.
They've come a long way since days of Pedro Morales.
Yeah.
Bob Backlund was a world champ when I was into it.
I don't even know who
Andre
that
the
is.
Giant, obviously.
Oh, Andre the Giant.
Through the years of Hulk Hogan taking over the Iron Sheik, but Pedro Morales, Greg the Hammond Valentine, Mr. Fuji.
Mr. Fuji?
Yeah.
Must have been hated around here.
Rick Martel and Tony Gurria were the tag team champions of the world back then. And, of course, you had Rowdy Piper.
Oh, yeah.
The greatest entertainer. Dusty Rhodes was my favorite. The American Dream.
I was always Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. I'm on the Billified show. Billify's so hot, I got to give a big Ric Flair. Woo, baby. That's what I'm talking. Woo.
And it's so funny that a lot of the football teams, the college teams and stuff like that, say his little sayings and stuff.
They do?
Like that. Yeah.
Look at this.
You know, styling, jet flying, he does this whole stuff.
I've wined and dined with kings and queens and slept in the alley eating porks and beans. That was Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
Roddy Piper had one. I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum. And I'm all out of bubble gum.
Well, look at these are happy memories from your youth, right?
Right.
You ever use those in the bedroom?
That's really personal.
I'm here to eat pussy and chew bubble gum.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm all out of bubble gum.
I'm going to save the bubble gum for when I'm done. No, you don't pile drive anybody.
Yes,
Actually, I have used a couple wrestling moves in the bedroom.
Yes.
You
got to flip them around real quick.
There's a move called a guillotine.
Yeah?
Yes.
You chop her head off?
No, but...
Is that when you put your head in her mouth and she chops it off?
You got to roll around. It's actually... You can tort. You can do it kind of standing up.
Yeah.
Where you can hold her arm and her arm's blocked. And and you got one free leg.
Wow.
Yes, and one free hand. So you're kind of in control.
You're in control.
And it's fun because all of a sudden you're cuddling and they can't move. And like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. I'm having fun. It's like, why can't I move? And then you're like, well, I was a wrestler. And they kind of like it.
Do they?
Yeah.
This whole going the Bills, going through tables.
Yeah.
That's old. I forget I was in 7th grade and we were, I went to Catholic school. So our gym was the church hall.
Yeah.
And there's always tables. And some kid told me wrestling was fake, so I threw him through a table.
Well, wrestling is scripted.
Right.
You can't say it's fake because the injury. These guys got the shit beat out of them.
Well,
and real injuries. I mean, even when they weren't, like if they were flopping, if they didn't
there
land
are
right.
real injuries, but if they really were hitting each other as much as they were, I watched the Ric Flair biography, which was really good, and he said he would hang a string in the middle of a doorway, and he would just hit it, come as close as he could without the string moving.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're.
No, but I mean, when they were falling or jumping off the ropes or doing these flips and sometimes even getting hit with the chair.
That's real.
It all changed in the 90s. We were talking about this yesterday. I mean, Mick Foley was jumping off cages into tables.
Right.
Stuff like that.
I saw the biography on him, and his wife's like, what are you doing? And then he rewatched it. It was actually The Rock.
Doesn't he have a band? Isn't it Fozzy or something?
That's Chris Jericho.
Oh, that's Chris Jericho. Okay.
He was getting hit 5, 6,
Yeah,
7
his kids
times
were sitting. His kids were little, and they were in the front row, and The Rock is just beating the shit out of him.
And he goes, well, I trust Rocky's judgment, but he hit him like 8, 9 times, and then it wasn't 60 Minutes. It was another documentary, and I think on biography, and or Bravo, anyways, and he's watching the match again, and The Rock is just hitting him, and his wife, every time she's turning her right way.
He's bleeding.
Damn.
Yeah. You got to be a little screwed up for
that's
that
what I'm saying. It's like scripted, but real.
Right.
Right. I mean, real injuries and stuff.
He comes in the BTB all the time. He's in here in town at least 3 times a year.
Yeah.
And you will see him walk, Guy can hardly walk anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I told you that I took the girls from the Classy Cat to walk out one of the wrestlers. It was a godfather of wrestling, and he would have an entourage. So I would take some of the girls, the hoes, and they're all in the back room with the girls. All the wrestlers, they're fine. They're drinking, they're smoking cigarettes with the girls. And just they had to get their blood pressure taken before and after the match due to New York State health code. That was kind of
New York State health code. Look at this.
Guy, Yep.
I wonder what other health codes they have around the country. Yeah, seriously. Like,
well, we asked the guy.
States.
They travel with WWE and
around the state. But I mean, what happens when you go to
another state? No, it was the only state that regulated.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at New York State. Oh, so proud.
Yeah.
I wonder if they would try to regulate this. Elon Musk has now. I found this because I was looking for something else. There's a website called DNA India. It's basically in English all the news that's happening in India. And they had this story about Elon Musk, that Elon Musk has a company called Neuralink, and it's created a coin-sized brain chip that can be fitted into the human brain through surgery. It's just like an SM card, or a SIM card, excuse me, in your mobile phone. So if you've ever had your mobile phone and you've had the SIM card changed out or whatever, you just slide it in. So they'll do that in your brain. What's that?
Giggity.
Giggity.
Just slide it in.
If the connection between any organ of a person and the brain gets lost, which is called neurological disorder, then the brain chip can reestablish that connection.
They know this.
Yeah. They've obviously
they can't figure out cancer,
somewhere
they've got this.
Somewhere they've tested this. I don't know if they've tested this in India. I have no idea. For example, after a brain chip transplant, a paralyzed person will be able to move the cursor of the computer just by thinking.
They had that with the eye movement.
That was with eye movement. And now they have the technology in cars that if you take your eyes off the road, it'll vibrate your steering wheel and kind of flash eyes on the road because you took your eyes off the road.
So if you were thinking about jerking off or something, then all of a sudden porno shows up, you know?
Who knows? I know that sounds ridiculous. Like it's an absurd thing to say.
I'd be fucked.
Your server would be down 24/7.
So it said, suppose this chip is fitted into the brain of a paralyzed person. Then this chip will be able to read the waves generated in the brain of that person, the brain waves.
Okay.
Which is just basically
all
this is.
Give them a diagram to let them know exactly what needs to be connected.
I have no idea.
I think it's the electric
like a circuit board.
Yeah. True. Going down your spinal cord.
After this, the chip will convert the brain waves into computer language, which is called binary code. And then this chip will send the code to the connected devices through Bluetooth, and then that computer, mobile phone, or device will follow that command. How the fuck? You think it? Like how? Seriously? Like if I
That's
like to
scary.
your point, as simple as I could think about my banking website and it could pull up my banking website, or I could be thinking of porn and it could pull up YouPorn or RedTube or
I don't know anything about
X-Hamster.
I go to Christian.
Want me to keep going?
You know an awful lot about it.
I was trying to come up with as many as I could in my mind.
Spank Bank.
In simple words, this chip has been designed to decode the signals received from the human brain and give commands to the device. I mean, it's fucking wild.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either. Because one, if you can send to a cell phone and you're married, I'm going to go golf with the guys. Well, leave your cell phone and we'll make sure you're only golfing. Like oh my gosh, our cart girl's so hot, I want to fuck her, and your wife's going to know it on her phone.
This is the greatest thing ever. How many times has, now Mark, maybe more than you, I don't know, but I'm going to say, what are you thinking? Right?
Yeah.
Been asked, what are you thinking?
Yes.
Now, here, fucking look at my phone.
So we're gonna just take communication out of the whole. You're not gonna be.
Well, you
don't
think
even
about
have to talk to anybody.
You think about like at home. A lot of times, I will ask Alexa, Siri, whatever, to spell something for me, or to whatever. What's the score? What's the lineup? When's something on? What's the temperature out? I do it all the time. It's like a personal assistant. I love it.
Right.
But to give a command to Alexa, you have to use a voice command. This is just thinking it. You don't have to say a fucking word.
And we don't think Big Brother's going to be on that a
Oh,
little
shit.
bit.
How wild is that?
You don't think Big Brother's on Alexis?
They are.
I think so.
Well, all of a sudden, I'm on the phone with my father the other day, and his phone. All of a sudden, you hear, I can't answer that question. I don't know. And he goes, whoa, who's listening? I go, I don't know, man. I don't know. But they're always in there tapping in.
The AI is going to be coming sooner than you think it is.
Well, AI is already, I mean, it's here.
Right.
But Neuralink has said that its objective behind making the chip is to make the lives of people suffering from neurological disorder easier.
I'm all for that.
Personal-
There's so many pros and cons to the future technology.
Paralyzed person will be able to do many things just by thinking. Neuralink has named this brain chip Link.
That's great, but we know darn well that we know who was that?
Mike Mack.
Oh, we know darn well that that's what it's made for, but it's going to turn into a fucking circus.
It's one of these things you can't put you can't put that genie back in the bottle. But it's like the AI stuff now with the voices.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the voice stuff?
No.
I have a little gift for you guys, and I'm very excited about this.
Great.
I want you to listen to this. This is obviously AI, but if you heard it somewhere, let's say someone ran it through a phone filter, you could say that it's an overheard conversation after the Chiefs game.
I am writing a double album after my new boyfriend breaks up with me in a few weeks. I think his brother is gross and plan on writing a song for him called Fat Hairy Man.
Right?
The problem with that,
It
though,
sounds
is
just like her.
Not it's you got that Siri. You got that Siri. Listen to it again.
Well, here, let's listen to a different one. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
Okay, here comes a different one.
Doug is a short, middle-aged man with a mommy complex. He tries to sleep with women his mother's age, women who have no feeling in their loins.
I totally disagree with that. The hot women that I date are getting Social Security cards and they're buying me breakfast at McDonald's and I'm showing her my fish fillet. Is that supposed to be Trump?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's supposed to be Trump.
But it sounds like Siri.
I am writing a double album after my new boyfriend breaks up with me in a few weeks.
Well, you're right, because it's
I
too
think his
quick.
brother
Like,
is
if you
gross and
slow
plan
it
on
down a
writing a
little,
song
though.
for
Yeah,
him.
absolutely.
You can
Called
pause it.
Fat.
All right, here's one. Ready for this one?
Mark likes to watch. He will sit silently in the corner and watch as you pound the flesh doggy style. You will never know he is there, but he will never forget it.
What the fuck's that?
It's supposed to be Morgan Freeman.
That
gotta
was
slow down, yeah.
terrible.
All right, here's another one.
I am one of the greatest actors in the history of mankind. I don't even need another human to make a great movie with. Just drop me off at a Dick's Sporting Goods and I can pick out my next co-star. But if you see me, don't bother me. I know most people think I'm really nice, but actually I hate all people. Would you believe I once punched a baby? Well, don't try me.
He's a dick.
Once I died 40 years ago, and I'm listening to the Bill Moran show in heaven in my kilt. This is Sean Connery. Yesterday, a book fell on my head. I could only blame myself. I named the dog Indiana.
My shelf.
My
you get
shelf.
it?
Nice, yeah.
My shelf.
The funniest guy in Rochester, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
Bill is the one who turns my hot flashes up high. I turn into a wet, musty puddle anytime he is around. And I am not talking about the former President Bill. I mean the podcaster, the Bill who would have never touched Monica.
She stopped talking like that 50 years ago. I can't even get a rollover and turn around on her. I tried to do the old man walk in the wheelbarrow, and she said no. That's why I got to go to Vegas with Connors and get my my tickle pickled, get my dick sucked. You know what I'm talking about, Hillman? Mr. Mark New York, why don't you and I go? You can drive my limousine.
But this AI, like now, you can take people's voices, and you're right. You'd have to listen to it. But on a quick pass, I mean, you could have someone call. They're already doing it. Is it? Well, I think it's somebody else doing it. But they had people call from Canada and say, hey, it's your grandson. He needs bail money.
Oh,
that happened to my mother.
What do you mean?
That was my mom's been dead for 3 years.
But she got a call saying what?
That my nephew needed her grandson needed money.
Really?
And so it all fucked her up because she thought it was my nephew that passed.
Oh, the one that had died.
So it was all fucked up. So it was like you had to explain to her that.
So what are they using the voice for? For scams to try to get people? Or
I don't
maybe
know. I mean,
happy birthday
this is a website that you could go and, yes, I'm sure you could do just fun thing. Like, right, you type in anything, like I typed in for you.
Doug is a short, middle-aged man with a mommy complex. He tries to sleep with women his mother's age,
I just love this.
women who have no feeling in their loins.
Oh, they got feeling. Yeah,
Yes, they do.
they do.
Yes, they do.
I dial 9-1 and get it on with them. And if things go well, I don't dial that last one.
That's right.
That's right.
Give him a heart. That's right. You guys.
You got to bring in the defibrillator and
Yeah.
Old is gold, baby. I'm an old game hunter. Nice and easy,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
You
Sometimes
you
they
catch
forget
them
where they
nice and
are, and I
slow.
got to kind of shake them a little bit. Hey, Ethel, remember we met? Went down to Whiskey River. I bought you that muddled old fashioned. Remember how you liked me? You're with me on this one, aren't you, New York?
Oh my God.
He doesn't want to answer.
Oh my God.
Old is gold. I have absolutely no problem with older women.
Yeah, but what is older though? Like, because when people say older, they're usually
Older
think like
than 10.
our age. Would you go? What's the youngest you would go? Not the youngest, obviously. I mean, somebody,
Actually, about 10 years ago.
if somebody in their 30s
8 years
came up
ago.
to you, you'd be-
Yeah, it was. I was 45. She was 29.
Okay.
That was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Before Marianne, I was seeing a 29-year-old.
It didn't last, unfortunately.
But you guys go to opposite ends of the spectrum.
Why
Well,
not?
we just can't hit that bullseye. We're on the board, though. We're taking some shots, buddy. You know, we
That's
got to
the
put it
great-
out there.
That's the great thing being this age. You can date the daughters, mothers, and grand.
We call that the hat trick.
That's right.
You need gummy bears and Viagra in one night.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah.
That's wild. Have you ever dated a mother and a daughter? Like, not at the same time, obviously, but I mean, at some point.
Yes.
You did.
Yes.
Somebody's mother and their daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
At different times. No. Not in that game. I don't.
It just happened. It happened, but I didn't know
Yeah.
because I never knew.
How,
was-
how do you get, like, all right, what would be the ideal age for you, Doug?
Well, I'm 53, 52.
52.
Yeah.
Right there.
A little shorter, 5'5", 5'4".
Uh-huh.
Same interests, same music interests. I think that'd be important to go.
Yeah, a lot of women love AC/DC
They do.
and Ozzy.
They're wearing those tight Levi's, those Jordache they had in 7th grade, laying on the bed trying to zip that fucker up. Fighter trying to make a comeback, dialing it up, walking out like the horse she is just for me. I love it.
Well, it's so 52. Would you go 60, 65?
Oh, yeah.
What's the cutoff? 80?
I think good conversation.
Good conversation.
Yes, I really enjoy being able to talk to somebody. Then I'll ask their age. It's eyes and smile, conversation. Then I'll figure out what age, because it's being attracted to somebody.
Mark agrees.
I do agree
Yeah.
because
You're only going to have sex for about 10,
I can-
15 minutes now, but I'm going to talk to you for a couple hours. So it's not the other way around.
I can date younger girls. I already know this. But the younger girls are fucking assholes. So it's like, there's bullshit, there's stress, stuff like that. When you date somebody older, there's no bullshit, there's no stress. I mean, I think me and Marianne got in a fight the other night for 5 minutes. I think that's all it lasted was 5 minutes.
It's like a Florida thunderstorm.
Yeah,
In and
yeah.
out.
That's
In
right.
and out. The only reason is Mark forgot what they were fighting about.
I remember.
I forgot to plug in the defibrillator.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. You can go and you could actually have your loved one. You can impress a chick by saying, "I've got Taylor Swift wishing you happy birthday."
I would
With
be.
the
It
AI.
would be for women to be Richard Gere or
Yeah.
Harrison Ford.
There you go.
Yeah, Taylor Swift for me a happy birthday. That would be cool.
Yeah. Robert Downey Jr. is a big one now.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah,
is on.
he's very
You can get
popular.
his voice.
You can?
Yes.
Okay.
On this website.
I've got a friend. She loves Robert Downey Jr.
The website is top MDIAI. MDIAI. We'll see if I can get we'll see if we can get a little Robert Downey Jr. for you in a little bit.
Do you do any impersonations, Mark?
Mark? Yeah, dead fish.
That fish.
What do you do?
I've been fired a bunch of time from radio, man.
Was he doing an impression of me?
I think so. It's like
I was trying to do the old Miranda voice that didn't come out with the old Miranda voice.
I don't know the old Miranda voice.
Hey, more about Miranda.
Yeah.
You know,
I
New
dig
York. It's great having you here, but this is Christopher Walken. I'm in L.A. I'm going to be flying to Vegas, Greg Connors, staying at the Bellagio, wherever the fuck this guy is, looking for hookers. And it's crazy.
New research suggests one of the best ways for women to get promoted. We'll tell you what that is.
I can think of a couple.
Yeah?
Oh, God. Here you go.
You might be right.
You're stuck in the 1940s.
We'll get it.
Come on. Women's live.
Live?
Live. Love.
We'll get to that next. But first,